My Samsung S25 just got a lot better all because of this new update from Blackmagic Camera app, so let's take a look into it. Hi there, I'm John, welcome to my channel where I share my opinion. You might notice I changed things up a little bit because shooting video is what we're gonna talk about. With the new update of Blackmagic Camera app, now my Samsung S25 can shoot Samsung log with OpenGate. So log footage allow you to capture a lot more dynamic range compared to normal Rec 709 footage. And OpenGate basically means you can capture the image with your whole sensor. If you don't know, actually when you're shooting video, your sensor is cropped into a 16:9 aspect ratio. But most of the sensor in your phone or your camera is probably a 4:3 sensor. So OpenGate allow you to capture a lot more pixels. You can either use them all to provide a different view, or you can crop it in however you like because you have the extra information. So with all these features, my Samsung S25 actually become a very nice camera which I can bring anywhere. Another nice thing about it is that it can shoot H.265 10-bit footage. Just a little heads up, I'm about to upgrade my computer with the 5070 Ti GPU, which comes with internal decoding of H.265 10-bit footage, which means it will work very well with the footage shot on my phone. So now let's compare some footage I shot on my phone and BMPCC 4K. Alright, first of all, please ignore the fact that I completely messed up the framing of OpenGate format. I was thinking about cropping it into a 16:9 footage so you can have a better comparison, but apparently I cannot do that now, so we'll just look at the 4:3 image, which is obviously shot on my phone now, and the 16:9 footage shot on my BMPCC 4K. One thing I noticed is that it's very easy for me to adjust the color to match my BMPCC 4K, which means it's a very usable footage and has a lot of potential in the post. You might notice that the white balance is a little bit weird on my phone footage. I'll get to that in a bit. But before we talk about that, I want you to take a look at this hard drive footage. At the first glance, they both look pretty good in my opinion, but unfortunately I just cannot get that creamy background blur on my phone because that's just the limitation of the sensor and the lens. Other than that, I really like the image and I really like the color. But if we look at the waveform, you can quickly see that actually on my phone, the highlight is already clipped in the center of this hard drive. While on BMPCC 4K, there's still a lot of detail in there based on the waveform. Even though now the exposure is correct and the highlight is pretty bright, it doesn't seem to be a huge problem. But if I lower the highlight, you can quickly see that the image on my Samsung S25 is a little bit distorted because all the information are gone in the highlight and you can see this pinkish color. I don't know how well it will translate on YouTube, but trust me, it doesn't look nice. But when we take a look at BMPCC 4K, all the details are still there. The image just look a little bit underexposed, but everything looks pretty nice. So I guess that's the limitation of the sensor. That's the dynamic range it can capture. It captures enough detail in the shadow area to its credit. So I think it's still a very useful footage. You just need to be aware of the limitation. Now I want to talk about the white balance issue. So the thing about shooting Samsung log on my Blackmagic Camera app is that I cannot properly preview the image. The preview LUT I applied always have this weird magenta shift in orange-red color. As you can see in this image, the orange protector on this hard drive looks very weird. For some reason I just cannot get rid of it, but luckily it doesn't translate into DaVinci Resolve. If you don't know, there are two ways to do color space transform in DaVinci Resolve. You can either use a provided Samsung log LUT, or you can use color space transform effect in DaVinci Resolve. The LUT is pretty much unusable. So if you're not using DaVinci Resolve and you can only use LUT, it's probably not ideal. When I use color space transform, the footage looks pretty nice and it looks nothing like the one I saw on my phone. That's why the white balance is very hard to judge. If I don't use the preview LUT, I cannot even judge the image at all. That's a bummer. I don't know how to say because this is a very weird issue. I even tried to export this color space transform from DaVinci Resolve itself into my phone, use it as a preview load, it still has that weird magenta shift. So if you know a solution, maybe let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah. Blackmagic Camera app is not the only app that allow me to shoot open gate, Samsung log on my phone. Actually, I have this app called Motion Cam Pro that allow me to shoot pretty much any log I want or OpenGate long before Blackmagic Camera app has this update. But my phone just cannot handle Motion Cam Pro properly because whatever direct log I'm shooting, it always overheat my phone super fast, which causes stuttering in my image, making it unusable. The only way I can shoot footage with Motion Cam Pro reliably is to shoot RAW. But it does require a lot more storage, which my base model S25 doesn't have a lot. That's why I'm really excited about this new update of Blackmagic Camera app, because that makes OpenGate Samsung log actually usable on my phone. Okay, that's it for today's video, a very short one, but I hope I give you enough information so you can try it out yourself. And if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.